What's up, y'all? What's good? Just waiting for DDG to pull up. He will be our guest today on XXL. Who am I live? What's up with y'all though? Okay. DDG might be here already, actually. As soon as DDG pulls up, we'll get it started. How are y'all? What y'all up to? Oh, what's good? Okay, you here. What's good, DDG? Just send me the invite. Well, not the invite. Just, try to join.
What's the deal?
What's good? Are you out in the elements right now?
Yeah, I'm in the snow. I'm somewhere in the mountains and shit, chilling, vibing.
That's new. Okay, where are you?
I'm in Aspen actually.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, bro.
Um, how's everything been? It's been a while, a couple months for you. Everything is really going up.
Man, life has been great. Music is going absolutely amazing. There's nothing going the way that I don't want it to go. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything that I envision. You know, I envision me getting 2 gold records. I envision me being on double XL. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like this year is gonna be my year, and I feel like everybody gonna tap in and tune in with me. So I'm just excited for the rest of the year.
When you like when you say you always things are going how you always expect it to go. You already had these things you envisioned for it. Like, kind of, when did you realize that you were going in that direction? Like, come like post YouTube, like you coming from YouTube and going into music. When did you kind of think, okay, I'm really going somewhere. This is really starting to move.
I mean, I knew it was going when I had dropped like a song with Famous Dex. That was like the first song I dropped, and
Hmm.
that went up. It's called Lettuce, and it went pretty viral. World Star picked it up, and then everybody started rocking with me a little bit. Then and then, I kind of like sagged off a little bit. You know what I mean? Focus on getting the bag and all that, and then I really locked in, especially like 2019 and 2020.
Hmm. And when you locked in, right, and decided, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, like what kind of kept you committed? Because like just talking about in a general sense, like with anyone else, if you're already successful in a thing and you've made all this money off of it, it's hard for them to stay committed to like a whole other world. But you didn't. You took the music thing seriously and kind of didn't give up on it. So like, what
Yeah,
kept
no,
you in it?
it's not about the money for me at all.
Hmm.
When it comes to like doing music or anything like that, like not to be like I'm not a cocky person or nothing like that, but I've been getting a lot of money since I was like 18. So now I'm 23 now. So I do music just because I love it, and I feel like I want to build a legacy in it. So I always wanted to do it. I just never took a shot at it until now.
Hmm. Right. Um, and like kind of the music that you're making now and the point that you got to, like, how did you develop like your current style? How did you get to this point? Was it like you were putting a
Man,
lot of time in the studio? What was it?
nah, I really, to be honest, I be switching it up, bro. Like I used to write when I first started. I used to write. I used to kick the engineer out. I couldn't record. Now I freestyle everything. Like this project I'm finna draw with OG Parker is mostly freestyles. You know what I mean? Like a
Hmm.
pen is not used, so it's like I'm getting a lot more comfortable in the booth. I'm expanding my thoughts and just trying to make different types of music rather than stick to the same type of thing.
Right. Right. And
Okay.
go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so like when you were talking about, you started off writing because, right, that's what everybody thinks. Like you're trying to be a rapper, you see it as I got to start writing the bars. That's how I get into it. So,
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was just like, I didn't know how to freestyle that good. But I mean, I was freestyling like on YouTube, just making like before I got into the music, I was doing like diss tracks on YouTube and they was hitting 10, 15
I
million
know you
views.
dissed you dissed Yachty, right?
Yeah, that's my homie now though. But
Right.
I was doing like diss tracks and all types of stuff and people were been rocking with it. I just decided to really take the music on. But that's back in 2017 I was doing that.
Hmm.
I stopped all that. I just been focusing on making good music.
Right. So, and this happened like minutes ago. The press release just went out. Moonwalking to Calabasas, gold plaque. Congratulations.
Appreciate
Um,
it, man.
for sure. And also, and like you said, two gold plaques is your second. Arguments was the first.
Yeah,
And both of those came like arguments was April, and this is not that far after, so it's all rolling together fast.
it's coming quick, and also Arguments is a full blown R&B song. I'm
Right.
singing there. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just showing versatility. I got a gold record as a rapping, and I got a gold record singing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I'm just creating the foundation for longevity.
Right.
Yeah,
And with I wanted to ask about with like arguments how it is an R&B song, and Moonwalking to Calabasas is a totally different song from that. Are you still like with the upcoming project? Are you still thinking about making the R&B stuff because it worked before, even though
yeah,
what's working for you now is totally different?
yeah, bro. I think if I only did R&B, I think my songs would hit even harder because it's like
Hmm.
I feel like R&B is such a it's such a vacant genre. Everybody
Hmm.
raps. You know what I
Right.
mean? I feel like with R&B, if somebody's doing crossover and they're doing R&B and rap, it's easy to bring those rap fans over to the R&B. You know what I
Right.
mean? But you don't see too many R&B artists rapping. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I feel like I'm definitely gonna keep doing the singing. It's coming up on this project.
Right. Right. So just going back to Moonwalking to Calabasas for a second. So three versions of the song: the solo, the one with YG, the one with Blueface. Right. Kind of, how did you figure out, okay, I want to do different versions of it with different rappers, and then kind of why do you feel like the Blueface one is the one that just went through the roof?
I mean, Blueface just went off. You know, he
He
just
did.
went. Yeah, he went off. He was great. So it was just a great verse. It tied in perfectly. He came in twice, so it wasn't like just a little drop off verse and that's it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It was a nice placement in it, and that was his idea too. He was like, because I was gonna change my verse on it actually. I was gonna change my verse on Moonwalking. He's like, nah, you should just keep the same thing because he did the same thing with Tatiana. So that
Right.
was the whole thing behind. I'm like, people do this now. Like they remix the same song over and over, and also it counts towards the same consumption. So it's
Right.
like it's just a it's just being smart. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just knew that it would go. So I might not be done. Might not be done. It might be a Moonwalking Part 5 coming real soon.
and like I said before, how it was different from arguments, and like kind of different from even like other songs that weren't arguments. Kind of, how did you get in the mindset to make that? And like, did it feel like, oh, this is different from what I was doing before, and this is gonna go?
Talking about arguments or Moonwalking?
No, Moonwalking. Like when you were making it, did you know, oh, this is gonna go?
Yeah, but I mean, I always when I listen, cause when I'm in the car, I rarely listen to other artists. I mostly listen to myself
Hmm.
because I've been making a lot of music and I be trying to see if I get bored of my own music. So I listen to my own songs in the car over and over and over again. And Moonwalking was just one of those that I never got bored of. So
Hmm.
I was like, okay, let me go ahead and put this out. I put it out. I just dished it out, didn't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? I dished it out, didn't tell nobody, and it did what it did. It did pretty good. As the original, it got 1 million in a day, all that, all that. Whoop. And then Blueface hit me up. He's like, hop on the remix. Let me hop on the remix. And I'm like, bet. Because my valedictorian project, I ain't really working on other artists like that.
Hmm.
So like, really like, yeah, that was about it. So Blueface hit me up. He hopped on that motherfucker, and then from that point forward, I knew that bitch was gonna go. I knew it was gonna go. It was just like, is it too good to be true? Like, is this really gonna come out? Is gonna be some legal issues? Blah blah
Right.
blah. You know what I mean? All that stuff was running through my head, but I just went with the flow, and it went perfect.
Right. So your IG like is crazy. The engagement is nuts, which is to be expected. How do you deal with fans pressing you about like new releases and stuff like that? Because I'm sure they're killing you over this all the
Nah,
time.
I love it. I
Uh-huh.
love it because it used to be drop a vlog. You know what
Right.
I mean? Now it's like, nigga, where album at? You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Right.
Forget I did that video shit. You know what I mean? But I love YouTube, man. I never shoot down YouTube. I love YouTube from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna always do it, but I'm just really focused on music right now. I don't know when I'm gonna get back into it or whatever. But when I
Mhm.
get to that arena stage in my life and my career, I want to, you know, hop back on the camera here and there.
Right. No, and I mean, and that's real too. I think like I respect that you like you're not weird about the YouTube stuff. You don't act like it didn't happen. Like you just say, "Yo, I was doing
Man,
YouTube. It's what I did." Right.
nah, I done made so much. So much chicken. YouTube changed my life. YouTube has changed my life, man. I love YouTube. I don't get it fucked up. But I just I got different passions and aspirations, so I'm just trying to, you
Right,
know,
right.
tap in.
But it's a talent that feeds right into being an artist too, because now being a rapper, being an artist, especially a rapper, so much of it is you being online and like stuff like that and putting videos together and being good on camera, and you don't have to worry about that. You can just rap because you did all the other stuff. You know how YouTube works.
Yeah, like when it comes to like media, I didn't need media training. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need any of that. Like I upload my own music videos. Like I don't need nobody to help me with nothing. You know what I mean? When it comes to anything technology, anything with social media, like I'm a guru. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I used
Right.
to do that. Matter of fact, this is off topic, but I did I started like a OnlyFans teaching people how to do YouTube.
When did you start it?
I did that shit like 4 months ago just to see how it would go.
Mm-hmm.
I made six figures in like 2 days. Yeah, bro. Because that's because people believe because I
Right.
didn't did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know how to blow people up. I know how to grow people. So
Right.
growing myself is the easiest part.
Right. Speaking of growing yourself, is there something that you want to do outside of music and YouTube, like something else you want to get involved in?
Yeah, I feel like after I become the biggest artist in the world, I'm gonna get into acting.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first dream job, but I ain't really follow through with it.
I feel like have people have companies and people been reaching out to you about acting already? I feel like that's got to already been happening, right?
Yeah, but it's like I don't want to get sidetracked. Acting a full time job. You on set,
Right.
all types of stuff. So it's like I'm a busy man already as an artist. So it's like
Right.
I ain't really got the time to be an actor right now.
Right. You want right. It makes sense. You don't want to do it until you really have the time to fully put yourself in there. Right.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
yes,
Um,
sir.
Another thing I noticed too is like with you and the music that you're putting out, especially over through 2020, you're just putting out like songs. It's just one song, one song, one song. It's not like a bunch of mixtapes and stuff like that. Kind of, where is that strategy coming from where you don't mind just putting a song out and then moving on and putting another song out in a couple of months and just kind of riding off of that?
I think it's way less stressful because when I was doing it, I was just throwing songs out. I wasn't telling my people, my label. Hey, so they got mad at me, but I feel like it helped. You know what I mean? It's like I know when it's time to drop music
Mm-hmm.
more
Right.
than anybody else. So it's like dropping singles is way less stressful as me dropping it independently and backing it up on my own
Right.
because I can focus on one song versus a whole tape or something like that. But man, I'm telling you right now, bro, this tape that I'm finna drop is finna change the game.
All right. So I saw you say on Instagram that it's coming soon, and that could mean like days or it could mean weeks.
Wait, say that again. My bad. Somebody
Yeah,
called me.
you said on Instagram that the tape is coming soon, and that could mean days or that could mean weeks. Of course, I don't expect you to, pick one or the other now. But what can you share about the tape?
About the tape, it's gonna be. I work with a lot of artists. Like I've been working with artists. Like I haven't been, and people that been watching me on YouTube, they know that I be vlogging everything. They ain't
Mm-hmm.
seen me post a video in months. I've
Right.
been in rooms with people that that they gonna be excited to see me working with, and also just me elevating and trying this new style, freestyling. Like it's great vibes on there. Like it's gonna go.
All right. So they're asking. Of course, they're asking in the comments with who and who's on there. I know you're not going to share anything. What secret thing will you share that you probably shouldn't share?
Man, look, I do a deal with you. Let me do a deal with you. Put me on that list, man. I tell you everybody that's on that motherfucker.
I knew that was coming.
I
I knew
tell
it was
you
coming. Like, don't
everybody.
put me on the list. I'll tell
Matter of fact, nigga, I see you the master files. Put me on the list, man.
you.
But no, I got features. I announced a few of them. Like I got 42 on there.
hmm
42 Doug. That's a hit. But I don't really want to keep telling people the features on there because it's
Right,
like I don't even want people to be too antsy. I just want people to just see it and be like, "Wow, I gotta tune in." You know what I mean?
right, right. No, that's real.
Yeah.
So I saw speaking of work with other people, right? Um, Tony Montana, DJ Kid, kind of how are you like teaming up with people and like kind of getting in the mix with artists and stuff like that? Like how are you building these relationships?
I mean, it's really just I feel like people just already fuck with me off the jump. I'm a
Hmm.
genuine nigga. I don't need no money from nobody. I don't need nobody for shit. You know what I mean? So it's like if I hit you up where I'm trying to kick it with you, is because I feel like, I feel like I should be surrounded by other successful people. You know what I mean? And I feel like I admire, especially young black people that's working and making a lot of money, and you know what I mean? Like that's people I want to hang around. You know what I mean? So I just come around and I just be myself, and people just fuck with me. So it's like, that's really how I just make connections. And I just really got out of my shell. I usually be shy, all this other shit. But like now I feel like I'm in the same lane as these niggas. So it's not really it's not like no
Hmm.
type of like, I can't reach a certain nigga, or I can't talk to a certain person a certain type of way. It's like, nigga, I can benefit you like you can benefit me. So it's way easier for me to make connections now.
Oh, and when you say that you were like shy, you just mean like with like artists that were really big at the time and you were just getting into rap kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, not necessarily shy, but like just like not feeling as confident enough, and you reach out too early, you probably get
Right.
taxed 100 bands. You know what I mean? But if you build relationships, you build your own catalog, and you bring something to the table, motherfuckers don't even want to charge you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I didn't got a lot of free features and shit like that. It's really just about you being good yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of how did you like find out that you could be, you talking about your versatility before, kind of how did you find like, yo, I can rap, I can sing, I can do all of these things? How did you like just stumble upon that?
Really, I take it. I ain't gonna cap, man. Like I look at a lot of artists, and I see a lot of rappers, and I feel like a lot of rappers be doing like the same sound. I just feel like, especially like for instance, Drake is winning for the simple fact that he making pop music, reggae music, he
Hmm.
making rap music, all types of different music that's across the world, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be global. You know what I mean? So
Right. And what's crazy is like what's like really funny about the Drake thing is like as big as he is, he's huge. But like you said, people try to make the same sound. So many people try to emulate him, which like that's never gonna work. Like
yeah,
like
yeah, you
he's
gotta
lit.
be your own artist. I
Right,
just take inspiration from niggas. I don't really look at people and be like, I want to sound like him.
right,
It's just like, oh, that worked for him. Let
right,
me see if it worked for me. You know what I mean? Not necessarily stealing somebody's shit, but like
right,
just taking inspiration and seeing what works.
right. Because you can take things from their path and be like, if I do this in a different way, it can work for me. Right. That's the better way of doing it, as
Yeah, it's
opposed to
like,
like trying to make his music.
just think about it, like people, people shaping a whole different sound in rap right now, and people is just following the wave. They're not necessarily copying. It's just they
Hmm.
just making up their own sound with the new wave.
Right, right. Speaking of, kind of how well things have been going for you now, like once the music started really rolling, and I mean realistically, people knew who you were off of the YouTube. You're already popular off of that. But once the
Mhm.
music started really rolling, kind of what was changing for you, like in like your life, like how were people interacting with you differently?
Well, YouTube.
No, once you got hot with music, were people treating you differently? Were things changing around you?
Oh well, yeah, definitely. It's a whole different conversation with me now. Like it's just a big shift, and I just feel like that's just for me being consistent. But yeah, it's definitely different from when I was just doing YouTube and shit like that.
Right, right. Um, with other artists, have any of them given you good advice? And if so, what was it?
Yeah, one advice that I took from an artist, I did the Run It Up music video. It was featuring YB and Mirror, Black Youngster, and G Herbo. And that was my first time meeting Herbo, and I was talking to him. I'm a new artist. I just got signed and shit. I was asking him little questions and shit. He was like, "Man, just don't take shit personal. It's really business." You know what I
Right,
mean? And I didn't run into so many fake people already, and it's like that was like the best, most realest advice that I got because I'm experiencing it.
right, right. Um, so everybody knows about you. You're famous. You got all this stuff going on. But when you're just you, when you're like just a regular dude, what are you doing for fun? Like, how are you? How are you chilling? How are you relaxing?
I ain't gonna cap, man. I just be with my girl chilling. I don't really be doing too much. I be out the way like a motherfucker. I don't. it ain't really too much for me to do. For
Right.
real. Like right now, nigga, I'm in the snow. You know, I'm in the mountains, man. No cap. I'm in the mountains. Yeah, I'm somewhere 10,000 feet in the air right now, so I'll be trying to do stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But you know, the
Um.
pandemic fucking everything up. So
Right. Exactly. So if you didn't have if the pandemic wasn't the thing, you didn't have to worry about that. What do you think you would be doing, or what would you want to do?
wait, say that one more time. My bad.
Yeah. If you didn't have to worry about the pandemic, what would you want to do?
Right now, like bro, I like traveling. I love traveling. I love seeing new shit. So you know, if the pandemic wasn't going on, I would want to be somewhere across the world
Hmm.
or some shit. Like I'm trying to see stuff like that. So I really just want to focus on traveling while I'm young.
Right. Right. All right. So before we wrap it up, is there like looking at your career and you have the two plaques now, like what do you want to see from yourself in 2021? Like where do you want to go with it this year?
2021, man, I'm trying to have a very, 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 very strong year. I'm trying to go into 2022 as one of the top artists. So
Hmm.
that's my goal. So I'm really just locked in, straightforward. This tape gonna drop. This shit gonna hit. I'm believing in myself, and I'm just speaking everything into existence. And I'm speaking this list into existence too. So 2021, I think that's gonna happen too. So I know somebody watching this over there at the editorial desk. You write my name on that mug. Man, look, bro. I wanted to tell you it. I wanted to say this. Do you know how many people I had go vote on that website, bro? And I still went on that bitch.
They're
Listen,
in yo. I'm gonna tell
I
you
ain't
right
playing with
now.
y'all this year, bro. I'm not. Listen, man.
Everybody in the comments is here. That's all they're typing. They're just saying, yo, put him on the cover. Yo, we need
That's
him
what
for
I'm
the president.
saying, bro. Like
So I respect the pitch. I respect this.
they need, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, bro. No cap. Put me on that bitch. I'm gonna have the latest freestyle on that motherfucker. No disrespect to any other artist. I'm telling you. Just watch the numbers, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. Y'all playing with me, but y'all ain't gonna play with me this year. I know why we on live. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm expecting the email later. That's all. I'm expecting a little couple calls and shit. I'm gonna play dumb for now, though.
And I'm also like, it's funny you said the editorial desk. Like, I'm pretty sure the whole staff is watching this right now. I'm sure everybody's.
Yeah, man. They need to write DDGN, 3 letters, the easiest one to spell. The fuck?
You definitely have to support it here. Like, your fans they're not gonna rest. So for sure.
Yeah,
But
man. I fuck with XXL though, man. I've been checking out y'all magazines and who on the list since 20 since August Alsina was on that motherfucker. So
oh,
I've been
throwback.
checking. Yeah, I've been checking y'all shit out for a minute. So I really just admire the whole movement. I fuck with it.
Right, for sure. Well, thank you for doing this, man. I appreciate it. Have fun, enjoy Aspen.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you.
For sure. All right, man. Thank
All
you.
right, bro.